Interestingly, I remember a lot more about practices than I do games themselves. What I remember about the games is walking down Memorial Hill and the excitement I felt prior to the game and hanging out with guys before the game, warming up, and the games are a blur. Anyway, what I remember about practices was early in the season, pre-training, we would run these 2-mile runs around Amherst where the last guy in line, about 30 of us, would have to sprint to the front of the line. I think we called them Indian laps. And everybody would slow down to let the last guy sprint to the front. And then as we kept going, some wise guy in the front would pick up the pace and make it more difficult for all of us. But I enjoyed that. I really got in shape. I remember playing in the dirt in the cage, which was a miserable, dismal environment to start your season in. I remember taking 40 pounds of wet laundry with me on our trip to Georgia because the night before I forgot to take it out of the washing machine and put it in a dryer. And so I was lugging around a bag of wet laundry. I'm not sure if it made it all the way to Georgia or whether I had it dried at one of our teammates' houses as we were heading down there, but that was traumatic. I remember once in practice, Hilton took a high hard shot and he hit Jeff Miller right in the solar plexus, and Jeff's eyes kind of rolled up in his head and he had a vasovagal fainting spell and fell to the ground and had a little bit of seizure activity, and Hilton was nowhere to be seen. He sprinted away at about 60 miles an hour, thought he had probably killed Jeff, and we didn't see him for about 15 minutes. He slowly came back to the herd, realized that Jeff was okay, and practice went on. The games, I said, were kind of a blur. I do remember scoring a goal in the UMass game, which was a big deal because it kind of cemented our victory, or helped cement the victory that enabled us to be repeat New England champions in '68. Scully, he picked on me once in practice. It was legendary. For 30 minutes, he wanted me to try to perform a pick drill with Jimmy Taylor and Hilton Foster. Just couldn't do it, couldn't get it right. Got in my face, turned red, screamed at me, "Foggy, get your head in the game. Foggy, do this." Finally, I think he just gave up on me. It was frustrating. I never felt that mad at Scully about anything, never got scared by Scully. But that one day was a test of my patience with him, and probably even more of a test of his patience for me. So I remember when I went for my medical school interview to the University of Vermont as part of the admission process, they asked me why my grades consistently fell at Amherst, looking at my transcript, and they wanted to know why my grades fell each spring. And I'm thinking to myself, well, they couldn't have fallen much more at all because they weren't that high to begin with. but they said, was it lacrosse and playing a sport? And I thought about it for a second. I said, I don't think so. I said, hell, it was worth it if it was, but I didn't think lacrosse had anything to do with it. If anything, I felt more focused and more upbeat in the spring, enjoying the camaraderie of my friends, playing a sport where we would exercise, and I felt like something really good was happening every time I went down to either practice or play a game. So just an interesting insight into that. Wrap-up would be that 50 years later, some of my best memories, 4 years at Amherst, some of the memories that I think were most positive at Amherst involved my lacrosse teammates. But all in all, great experience. Looking forward to seeing all my fellow teammates next November 12th at Amherst College during the homecoming weekend. See you then.